Hey guys, it's me Cruel, and this is my 10,000 subscriber Q&A video. And yeah, I just want to make this a really chill video, this is all the questions that I got from you guys on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, Patreon. Actually, I have not got any questions from Patreon, I think, because I posted it really late. But yeah, this is gonna be a chill video, I don't know how long it's gonna be. There's a lot of questions, so I'm just gonna go through them, right? And I have not really prepared for any questions. I obviously have read them whenever they were asked, and I also sorted them out. But I have not really like prepared an answer or anything. So I might like think about it for a second or be like a little bit startled about a few questions, because I remember one specifically where I was like, okay, I don't know what to say to that, but yeah, we're gonna just go into that. And I don't have much more to say. I think it's also much for all the support, of course. Like, honestly, 10,000 subscribers, I would have never imagined this. Like, honestly, I would never. When I started doing this last year in June, I think June 19th was my first video. And yeah, honestly, this is like 1 year, 5 months almost now. I don't know, man. Like, I would have never imagined 10,000 subscribers. This was like a gaming channel I had. It had like 30 subscribers, like over years and years, right? This was, I don't know when my channel was created, 2016, 14, I think 16, alright. So 3 years prior to actually me making videos on this K-pop thing. So I'm just gonna maybe quickly talk about how I got into YouTube. Like, I guess, maybe I think there's a question to this too. So I don't know. I personally just wanted to make videos for a long time already. I'm just gonna say it now. I always wanted to stream, which I sadly still can't do, right? I would do it if I could, and I would do K-pop streams and also gaming streams if I could, but I just can't because my internet is really bad and I have to move before I can do that. So I will probably move upcoming summer if everything works out, and I will study probably either Japanese or Korean. I'm leaning towards Korean, even though the university where I would go to for that is not the best, and I guess the surroundings, like the city where the university is pretty boring and stale. Nothing is happening there. But I just really want to learn Korean, right, and like use that, and they will also give me the opportunity to go 1 year abroad into Korea and go to a school there, and it's like a really cool idea. I just want to like do, and obviously I want to go to Korea. Like that's anyways. Um, the Japanese school is like or university is really cool too, but I honestly am not as motivated for Japanese as I am for Korean. I used to be in the past, right? I used to be a huge anime fan for years and years. I grew up with anime, and I still love Japanese. I still know a lot of words that well I can pick up on if people say it, and I know what it means. So I think the base is still there. It's not like I could not learn it. It's just, am I motivated enough, or am I more motivated than for Korean? And I don't think the answer is yes. Even though like the city is really cool where the university is at, the university is really good too. Just I visited both already a few weeks ago actually, and yeah, I don't know. That's something that I'm thinking about right now, and then I will move, of course, and then my internet will be better, and I might actually stream from time to time, depending on how much time I have. Then, of course, due to me studying a new language, and yeah, that's the reason why I don't stream and why I wanted to make YouTube videos, and I just never did it for some reason. I guess I did gaming YouTube videos without camera all the time, because I never really committed to buying one. And I just felt like last year in summer, for some reason, that I wanted to do it. I think it was shortly before my summer vacation, which was like 6 weeks. So I had a lot of time in the summer vacation to put time into my YouTube, and it just turned out to be K-pop, because I am a K-pop fan since 2016. So that's the thing that I spent a lot of time with anyway. And I was like, why not make videos for what I watch anyways? And I used to watch a lot of K-pop reactions, of course, a lot of K-hip-hop reactions too. Non-reacts, for example. I used to watch a lot of Mind of Mando. I used to watch a lot of Pharmatherapy, ROK Music Review, I think, Non-reacts, I think, did I say it already? Oh my god, I don't know. And some others too. And then, yeah, last year I just bought one, a webcam, right? I accidentally bought the wrong one, and then refunded that one, got a new one, and now I have this one that I'm using since then. I since then upgraded a few things, right? I especially made new thumbnails somewhere around April this year, where I just put way more time into that, and also I have a lighting which I use right now, which is way better than before. I have a more consistent lighting now, and all of that stuff, and I'm gonna keep improving. Obviously, a new microphone is the, I guess, ultimate goal. I think I'm pretty happy with my camera for now. It's not the best of the best, but it's pretty good. But as for a new microphone, I'm really looking forward to one, and right now I'm kind of saving up a bit of money because I used to have a lot of investments in the past months, so that's why I want to buy a good one, and I'm waiting on that a bit, right? And I hope it's happening next year. I think it will. So yeah, let's get into this one. First question I'm gonna answer actually is one that I ask for myself. It's a question that no one really asked, and I just want to explain it because some people might not know this, and I think most actually don't know this. So what I want to answer or explain is what my name means, my YouTube name, right? So there's two sides to this. First up, let's say, like, how is it pronounced? It's pronounced Cruel Timo. So basically, imagine there is a dot between the T and the Mo. So it's Timo. Cruel Timo. That's basically how it should be pronounced. Probably a lot of people think it's Cruel TMO. Some are maybe confused why there's a free instead of an E. Okay, so let me explain the free instead of an E thing. This Cruel with an free instead of an E thing is my gamer tag. I grew up with games. I played a lot of games. Started with PlayStation 2. I played stuff like Rayman, Guitar Hero, wrestling, Final Fantasy, all of that stuff basically, and also Call of Duty. And then the reason why I did that, I was like 8 years old or something, 7 or 8 years old at the time, and I had friends that were like 12 and 13, so a lot older, and they played that, and I played it together with them. Also played a lot of other things, learned guitar and all of that stuff, but later on I actually got introduced to World of Warcraft, the first PC game that I ever, well, at first watched how others played it, right, my friends. And then I think when I was 9 or almost 10, I got my first PC. It was like a used PC for like 150 euro or 200, like a real PC, not a laptop. And yeah, I played World of Warcraft with that, and I don't remember much of the first years, honestly. I played a few other free-to-play games as well, but that's how I got started, and I grew up with gaming, right? So that's my gamer tag for, I would say, about like 4 to 5 years now in most games. Obviously not in every game, and like there's games where you have multiple characters, so I can't use the same name all the time, but I really use this name a lot. I just like it, and I thought the word itself, I wanted it to be cool at the time, of course. I was about like 19 or something when or 18 or 19 when I picked this name, and obviously the word cruel itself was not available without the E, or like the normal word with the E was not available, so I just used the free, because in lead code, if that makes sense, or I think the lead alphabet, the free represents the E. So if you don't know what lead is, it's basically an alternative alphabet for, I think, gamers and just people on the internet. And there's basically, well, a combination of letters for every, no, a combination of, what's the word? Oh my god, a combination of numbers for every letter. Jesus Christ. I will not edit this anyways, I just want to make this chill, you know. That's why there's gonna be a few mistakes, that's just me. So, anyways, yeah, that was my first part of the name, and the second part is TMO or Timo, my real name. My first real name is Timo, so Timo is my first real name, and I just deleted the I because I don't want to give away my real name on first purpose, right? That would be kind of boring to just put it in there. People also would know that it's the first name, so there's no mystery behind it, if that makes sense. And I just deleted it, made it uppercase, kind of let it look like it's some kind of abbreviation for something. I don't really have an abbreviation for TMO. Maybe I will make one day, I don't know. I just kind of found it cool-ish, and I didn't want to make it just cruel. I think it was Cruel at first. I just changed it right before I started making K-pop videos. So this was my name I committed to. Looking back on it, probably maybe not the best choice, because I think some people just don't know how to pronounce it and kind of have a hard time, like, if someone asks them, oh, what K-pop reaction channels do you watch, like in person, right? And they name them, and then how do you name my channel, right? I would say Cruel Tmo, or Cruel TMO, one of the two. But some people might be confused and like, Cruel Free LTMO, and then you're like, what, who's that? You know, and maybe people don't even remember this. So a lot of people have just a very, very simple name without numbers. So I kind of regret that a little bit, but it is what it is. You know, it's my identity. I still kind of find that cool. You know, it's my gamer tag plus my real name, but in a mystery type of way. So people that don't really know about this, they really don't know what this means. But now you know, for all of the people that watched. So let me take a sip of water before we start with the first question. And I know I'm like 11 minutes in, but yeah, let's go. First one is from Newbie Warrior, a fellow K-pop reactor. This was on Twitter, and he asked, what is your advice to anyone who wants to start a K-pop reaction channel? So honestly, generally, I would say just start making videos, right? I also started with a webcam I got for what, 60 euro. I started with my headset that I had already. You could start with any type of setup, as long as you have a camera that does look somewhat okay, you know, and doesn't lag, and you can like record in 720p. That's totally fine. That's about it, right? And everything else, like good descriptions, good video titles, good tag system, good thumbnails, the reach that you get people to know each other, like and to actually reach people with your videos, Discord servers, everything like that, every additive content, so to speak, is just, as it says, additive. So you don't have to have that. Just start, right? And do whatever you want. Like, in my opinion, I would never laugh or support people that just do K-pop, or I guess, let's just say YouTube videos, because they want to be successful. If that's their ultimate goal, and everything they do is just to be successful. They don't have any fun with it, they just want to do the things that are, in their opinion, the smartest and the things that get the most views and stuff like that. There's a good example in K-pop, and I think I know a lot of people know this, and I don't know if I hit a nerve here for some of you guys, but this is my opinion. And my opinion is a lot of K-pop reaction channels in the past 2 to 3 years have been popping up out of nowhere, right? And they have just been reacting to BTS and maybe Blackpink at the start. And maybe later on they branched out, but a lot of channels, I will not name them, but there's a lot of big ones too, that are now one of the biggest, that only did this for years, or I guess at least a year or something. And they just used this popularity of the rising stars, BTS and Blackpink, in the international sphere to get popular, and now they're branching out. It's not necessarily a bad thing, because it's somewhat smart, but I used to watch these people too and analyze them and think, like, why did they do this? And are they actually having fun? And my conclusion most of the time was that they did not. That they were just either faking the fun, or you could see after a while that they were like kind of only making this as a job almost, you know? And I personally would not recommend that. Do what you want. If it's K-pop, do K-pop. If it's something else, do something else, right? I can also give some general tips. Try to think about copyright if you're making K-pop reactions. Copyright is a huge problem for us, and you have to think about what you can react to, what not. I would recommend to not react to live stages of any kind. Don't do album reviews in one video. If you make album reviews, then react to every song each with one video, right? For example, Newbie Warrior does this all the time. And also stay away from Japanese music videos or releases. They're really risky. So yeah, that's about it, and just start. That's the best thing I can tell, because if you don't start, you will never be big, or you never will reach what you want to do, right? You will never have an audience that you can talk to or discuss about K-pop, so just start. That's the most important. Let's keep going with the next one. This is Mano, also on Twitter. She asked 2 questions, and Justin on Discord asked a similar question, so I just put them together here. So, reading Manu's first, congratulations, thank you so much, and hope you will have more and more. I hope so too, and thank you for the constant support. What made you start following K-pop? What's the first group you followed, and is it the ultimate now? And what would you rank T-ARA in your favorite list? Also, Justin asked, how did you discover and get into K-pop? So, yeah, that's kind of like the same thing that Manu asked at the first question. So, how did I find it? I really was into anime, as I said maybe in the beginning, and I really liked rap music too. Hip hop and rap, Western hip hop and rap was actually my most listened to music right before I got into K-pop, and I still listen to it a lot. But I just really like that, and I found some Japanese rappers through anime OSTs and soundtracks and stuff like that that I really like too. Um, I think, oh my god, how were they called? It was for an anime called Cross Game, if you know that. It's like a baseball slice of life anime, which is very sad and like realistic and emotional. Um, Actually, one of my favorites to this day. And there was an OST which was called Orange Days. You can probably find that if you type Cross Game Orange Days in YouTube. And it's basically a hip hop group of Japan, and I really like that song, and I just wanted to find other good Japanese hip hop songs. So I typed best Japanese rappers or hip hop songs in YouTube. Found some compilations, watched them, didn't really find anything, and there was like only one or two compilations with like what I wanted, like type of style, right? So I was a bit dissatisfied with what I got in the search results, so I just typed best Asian rapper, and I got to a compilation that I think was the first one that I clicked, and it was a lot of different Asian rappers. It was Japanese, it was Vietnamese, it was also Korean rappers. So I did not know of like anything Korean at all before, and there was I watched that whole video, and one or two or three impressed me a lot, right? I think it was like a top 20 video where like number 2 or 3 was RM of BTS actually, with his song Joke, and it was like a small clip of that song, and I really liked that, and that was actually so impressive that I actually looked that up, watched the whole video, and I was shocked. That was so good, and his flow, his rap, everything was just great. I looked in the comments, read some, right? I found out. I usually don't read comments, or like I used to not read comments of YouTube videos back in the day, especially for music videos. But I actually did because I wanted to know like more songs from this guy, and he was called Rap Monster, right? At the time, that was such a cheesy but cool name at the same time, and he was just so good that it kind of was funny at the same time too. His name, that is. And I found out through the comments that he's a member of BTS. So I was like, what is BTS? I just tapped in BTS, found the song, I think it was Fire, pretty sure it was BTS Fire. Watched that, and I kind of liked it. Actually, I was like, hey, this is kind of cool. I don't remember the exact thoughts that I had, but I definitely watched more music videos and got into BTS through that. And then somehow I remembered, okay, this is K-pop. I found out, okay, K-pop, I guess, and everything exploration thing I did on YouTube. And then I basically kind of found out, or I guess remembered, that in about 2009 or something like that, I watched a Lollipop stage from Big Bang and 21. I just remembered that it was called Lollipop and that it was K-pop, and it was some Asian. I was not sure if it was K-pop, but I remember it was Asian. I thought maybe that was K-pop because it was so bubbly and kind of similar in style from what I saw from BTS at the time. And I think it was the Lollipop stage from Big Bang and 21, the first one that they did in 2009 or something. And I watched that actually when it came out in 2009 or 2010. I don't know why. I think it was just recommended on my YouTube at the time. And I suddenly remembered that, and I was like typing in Lollipop K-pop or something. I found the stage, and then I watched it again, and I really liked one female member there. And I looked in the comments, tried to find out who it was, and I actually found out that it was CL from 21. And then I got into CL. That was in summer 2016, all of this, by the way. And I think she just released Lifted, and a few months prior released Hello Bitches as well. And I think like 1 or 2 months later, 21 released their disband song Goodbye. So everything happened around the time, and I just got into BTS and CL so much that I stuck to K-pop, especially to BTS. I watched content all day from BTS, like literally all day for months. I got 2 friends from Greece hooked into K-pop as well. Actually, the first one I got hooked into K-pop, showed her some BTS videos, and she was instantly loving them. Instantly had Sugar as her bias, and it's still her bias. I think her ultimate bias too. And she got basically her other friend from Greece that I also know into K-pop. I'm pretty sure that's how it worked somehow, because the first friend that I introduced her to used to listen to K-pop all the time, was singing it out loud, and then the other friend asked what is that and watched too, and then liked it as well, and that's how it happened in 2016, right? And that was kind of how I got into K-pop. And also answers Mano's second question: what's the first group you followed, and is it the ultimate now? Well, I followed BTS for the first time, and then suddenly, not shortly after, it was Blackpink when they debuted, and neither of them is my ultimate group now. No, I will get into who's my ultimate later, because I think there's a question about that, but no, I kind of got not really out of them, but especially for BTS, I stopped watching so much content and just got into more music, if that makes sense, other groups, other artists, and I had to cut down on time somewhere, so I just cut down on BTS content and in exchange got into more groups, if that makes sense. So yeah, what would you rank T-ARA in your favorite list was the last question here. I honestly don't know. I really like T-ARA, but there's so many groups I love and listen to, honestly, way more than T-ARA, just because I have not checked out everything from T-ARA, so that's why I don't listen to them on Spotify yet. I'm, I guess, kind of ignoring them on purpose, if that makes sense, because I don't want to accidentally listen to a song that I didn't know and want to react to in the future, if that makes sense. So I will listen to them more if I am done with all of the title tracks and maybe did some more album reviews. I'm not gonna wait till the end until I literally know every song. But yeah, I don't really listen to them right now. But they could be in my top 10 if that satisfies you. I don't know. I really don't know. Let's keep going. Next question. This was on Instagram. I don't really have the screenshot from Instagram here because I used an app called F3 for questions, and I don't know. But this one is from Iowa. She follows me on Instagram, also watches my YouTube videos. I don't know how much, but thanks so much for the question. And this one is: why are you such a handsome and nice person? How is that even possible? Smirk face. Yeah, so this is the question I mentioned in the beginning where I don't know what to say. I am not that good with, I guess, what's the word in English? Compliments, yeah. So, I myself would not consider myself a handsome person. I can see how I'm a nice person, but thank you anyways for calling me handsome and nice. How is that even possible? I don't know. I was just born this way, I guess. I don't know. So thank you so much for saying this. I really appreciate it. And also thank you so much for all of the suggestions you made on Instagram. She sent me a lot of rock suggestions, like Western rock and metal music, because I also actually listened to a lot of rock and metal music when I grew up. That was actually the first music I got introduced to, together with the time slot where I got into gaming, basically. Right, next question is, again, a question that was asked twice, basically. Once on YouTube by Stephanie, thanks so much. What are your top 3 favorite girl groups and top 3 favorite boy groups? And then from Diddy on Discord, who are your favorite K-pop artists at the moment? So, kinda the same question, right? Diddy is kinda like more general, so also includes soloists, if that makes sense. I'm just gonna try and list 3 girl groups, 3 boy groups, and 3 soloists. Girl groups, it is pretty easy for me. It's Idol at first, then Mamamoo at second, and Dreamcatcher at third. So yeah, basically my posters, right? For boy groups, ooh, that's a hard question right now. It changes a lot right now. Because I base it on music more than anything else. I don't really watch content these days from either girl or boy groups, so I basically just base it on music videos and on music. And since I am more into girl groups, I base it for boy groups more on music, if anything. That's why my top 3, I don't really have an order for this, but I would say it's Pentagon, CIX, and DKB or Dark B. These 3. So, favorite K-pop artists for soloists, I would say... Oh, that's a hard question, honestly. It's probably Changha. By the way, I'm listening to music at the same time, like slightly, just to have a mood setter, and Changha is playing right now. So it's probably Changha, IU, which is here as well. And third one, it's probably Hannah. It's probably Hannah. But yeah, at the moment, I don't listen to Hannah that much, so probably BB, but Hannah overall. Okay, so next one is Sarah Sarkova from Discord. Thank you so much for the questions. She asked a lot, so we will see her name a lot more. Why did you decide to create this YouTube channel? Well, I kind of answered that already, right? I just wanted to make videos, and it was basically one day in summer last year in June. I knew that my holidays will come up soon, and I don't know what triggered me, honestly. I think I just watched so many reactions, and I was dissatisfied with what people said about a certain song. I don't remember what it was. It could be... No, it could not be Idols Are, because I reacted to that myself. It was something in early June last year. Like in the first 2 weeks of June. Because I decided, like, just randomly on one day that I was really dissatisfied with what people said. I watched, like, every reaction to that song. I don't remember what it was, honestly. But, I was like, I want my opinion to be out there, right? Why is nobody saying what I say? Like, nobody is seeing what I see in the song. I was, like, so frustrated. And I wanted to make reactions because of that. And I just ordered the camera and did it, right? I was so scared and anxious to do it, because I'm not a camera person usually. But I just threw myself in the water. If you watch my first reactions, you'll see that I'm super nervous. And I got better over time, I would say. But yeah, that's kind of like how it happened. If you could go back in time, would you change anything that applies to your channel? Yes. Obviously, yes. Oh, there's many things. First thing is, I would not react to live stages and Japanese music videos. I did both things at the start, and even though it gets more attention because not many people react to those things, and they are, I guess, more popular too than music videos, funnily enough, but it is kind of true. It does get you some attention, but it's really, really risky for your channel, and I had a hard time deleting those videos. I had like videos with 10,000 views where I reacted to like Blackpink concert clips of Lisa or Jennie, Rosé, Jisoo, everything like that, and I think also the MBC Gayo Dayon stages from December last year where I reacted to Idol and Mamamoo's 17 cover and stuff like that, right? I had to delete those at some point because they were just a huge risk on my channel, and that was so heartbreaking, you know. Those were videos, like some of my most viewed videos, some of the videos that I got the most comments on. I was the most happy about that they actually reached that many views, and like my first milestones. And to delete your first milestones, even though I re-uploaded them on my Patreon, is pretty sad, and I honestly regret that a lot, just because it kind of took away from my accomplishment, if that makes sense, a little bit. But maybe that's just me. Other than that, I would probably have put in more time into good thumbnails earlier. I only did that almost a year later, which is kind of regretful. I think it was fine how I did it, but at the beginning at least. But since I had vacation like at least 3 times last year, right, in summer, in fall, and in winter, and I had a lot of time, and even though I had the time, I didn't do it. Honestly, a little bit regretful that I didn't change that earlier. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with what I did, and that's about it, right? I am doing what I love, how I wanted to do, and I'm having fun, so yeah. Next one is, again from her, from Sarah. Or Sarah, sorry. I'm not sure why I'm pronouncing it so weirdly. Would you like to have a collab with other YouTube reactors if you had a chance? Yes. Hell yes. Absolutely. I talked to some reactors frequently. Newbie Warrior is one of them. You saw him in the beginning. He asked the first question. I also talked to Diax a lot, Ben. I also talked to Anthony too, a few times. Like, we are one group. We share a Dropbox. That's about it, right? I think I can say that. I think that's not a problem. But yeah, we shared Dropbox together, and we talked about all kinds of things. Ben Diax especially helped me so much with my channel. Like, it's insane. He shouted me out many times. If you're watching this, Ben, I love you. Thank you so much. On Twitter, he shouted me out, and he also helped me a lot. Like, I had so many questions that he answered me because he had more experience at the time, even though he only started like a few months before me last year. That's actually quite a lot of time if you have that much time advantage. Also in general, he just kind of, I don't know, he's like kind of an inspiration, right? How much he works, how much he does, and yeah, I just really admire him, and that really helped me a lot. So I really would love to collab with any of those guys. Also my other favorite reaction channels, if you watch or like you go on my YouTube channel, I have like an inspiration tab with all of my favorite YouTubers basically. I would love to collab with any of those. And funnily enough, I actually asked Ben last year, I think around the time of November, December last year. I think that was almost a year ago now. I asked him if he would ever be open to do a podcast on Twitch. You know, he streams on Twitch, and I also said that if he ever wanted to do one, I would be willing to join. I would love to do that. Since he streams, I can be on that stream. That's no problem with my internet connection. I just can't stream myself, if that makes sense. But I would love to be part of that, and I think I will ask him again, since it has been almost a year now. And I think a lot of things changed since then for both of us. So maybe something happens like that. Who knows, you know? I definitely would love to do that. Next up, we have Tellerreal. Thank you so much on Discord with what's your opinion on pineapple pizza and on mint chocolate? Funny enough, we talked about this on Discord yesterday with mint chocolate at least, and slightly with pineapple pizza. But I will still answer this. Pineapple pizza, I tried this once and I hated it. Also the thought of it is already like disgusting to me. I don't know. I honestly don't understand people loving that. But I also know people that actually eat honey or marmalade on pizza too, and that's also really disgusting. Maybe even more than pineapple pizza. Everything sweet on pizza is just no for me. So no, I just don't like that at all. Opinion on mint chocolate, I actually have only once tried it, and it is a very long time ago, like 6 years ago or something, and I'm pretty sure it was not even like a high quality one, so there's a good chance I might actually not hate this, but when I tried it, I thought this was really disgusting too. It's tasted like toothpaste or like chewing gum, but with a consistency of chocolate, which was just not fitting in my head at all. Even though I'm not like a huge chocolate fan, that was just weird. But honestly, I have not tried it that much, so maybe I would not mind it that much. But for pineapple pizza, no. Next one, Timelapse. Do you believe in aliens? Thanks for the question, and I don't. I only believe in what I see and what I can touch. Not touch maybe, but what I can see. So I can see the moon. I can see some other planets at times, even though I'm not that knowledgeable about all of that kind of stuff. But I can see that there's something out there, right? The universe. I believe in the universe. I don't believe. I also believe that there's other species out there, but I don't. I guess. Is that called alien then? Because we have like this image in our head of an alien, right? I mean, the emote that we put on here as a reaction, like, is this green man walking on 2 feet? Kind of. That's our image for aliens. I don't believe that kind of alien exists. I do believe there are probably species out there. Like, it's an assumption of me. Like, I can't think that there's only us in the whole universe. I don't think that's possible. But yeah, not this stereotypical alien type of thing. And I also don't necessarily believe it. It's just that I have a hunch that there might be something. But I only trust anything when I see it, right? So that's kind of like my way of thinking. In the same manner, not that it was really asked, but also I'm an atheist. I was never baptized, and I just don't believe in any higher entity because I have never seen any higher entity, and until I do that, I don't believe in it, if that makes sense. I have heard, I mean, I have a lot of friends that are Christian because I'm German, and people always talk about this, like, I guess, appearance. Like, there's this moment where you, like, have your enlightenment and you, like, see Jesus or God or whatever, and, like, you just feel that he's there, that he's watching and stuff like that. I have heard so many stories from friends that actually, like, truly 100% believe in that, and where I'm pretty sure that these people are not crazy. So there must be something, but I, in my opinion, think it's only about belief. It's not an actual reality. I think it's probably something that people just see because they wanted to see it. But that's my opinion. So yeah, let's keep going. Actually, wanna sip on water again. So we're 35 minutes in. Jesus Christ. I guess I'm a bit slow on this, but yeah. What is your favorite piece of K-pop merch that you own? So I actually prepared for this question. It's the only question I prepared for because I had to get it out of my shelf, right? I couldn't choose just one, so I chose 5. I don't know why 5, I just couldn't choose less than that. First one is my idol light stick. I mean, it's the color of the background here of my, well, screen, right? So, this one here. And I also use it for my Patreon shoutout. So I just really like the color setting. I also just love Idol, it's my old group, and yeah, I just really like this light stick. And it's my first light stick ever that I got, and it's still my only light stick that I have. I just love it, you know. I'm just a proud Neverland, so that's why I love it. Second up, I have this Crystal album from CLC. This is an out-of-print album, my favorite CLC album of all time. And this is super, super rare and usually super expensive. For the sake of this video, I'm just gonna tell you how much it goes for. This usually goes for around 80 to 120 euro, and I got it for 25 because I was lucky, and it's like slightly damaged, as you can maybe see. It's like slightly over the edge here, but yeah, hey, it's totally fine. Another album that I am really, really proud of and that I love is the Hyuna Awesome album with the title track How's This. I think this came out in 2016, I'm pretty sure. Let me look. Yep, 2016 in August. So this slightly came out after I got into K-pop, and I saw her How's This music video, I think in early 2017, so a few months later. And it got me to Hyuna and into female soloists other than CL. I just really loved that, and it's still my favorite Hyuna song. Freaky, actually my second favorite, Freaky, which is the B-side on this album, is my favorite Hyuna song, and this one is also out of print and really rare. I got it for 40 euro on eBay a few months ago, actually. And then I have 2 more things, and these probably are my 2 favorites. The other 3 are my also favorites out of various reasons, but these 2 actually are my favorites, actually. And the first one is an Idol album, and it's the Dumpty Dumpty album, signed by Oogie. I'm pretty sure this was Oogie. I hope I didn't remember this wrongly, but I'm pretty sure it is. And this one I won actually in an event on Kpop, or not Kpop, in K-Town for You. I ordered 8 albums of this because I collected photo cards, and I resold 6 albums. I just kept 1 each version, and yeah, only I think 150 people won this signature, and obviously only 1 signature. So since there's 6 members, there's about 25, roughly 25 of these albums with an Oogie signature on the world. And most of the people that won were actually Chinese accounts. I saw that, and some Russian, and that's about it. I think I was the only German one. From the emails that I've seen, at least, but I guess gmail.com could also be German, who knows. I'm super proud of that, honestly. I never get lucky in my life usually, so hey, I'm just happy with that. And the last one I actually have to take out of my shelf for a second, because it's in my in my binder, my photocard binder for Idol and for Mamamoo. I have one for only those 2, and it's a photocard, as you could tell. Let me search it for a second. There it is. And this is my first ever really expensive K-pop merch thing that I ever got. It was around end of last year, maybe early this year where I got it. I think it was early this year. And it's taking it out of the sleeve, Jesus Christ. It's the Soyeon meet and greet photocard from M-Wave from the I Made album. And this one is, yeah, still my most prized possession as well. You would not imagine, but ever since I looked for it, I think I actually got this in March or April this year. It was not that long ago. Oh god, my voice. Not that long ago. So I got into collecting photocards in September or October last year. I think September. pretty sure it was September. So it has been about like 7 or 8 months since I got into it until I found this. And until I found it, I only, well, there's one per member for this, right? And I only found 3 members each, one each, ever in 8 months. And I was looking on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and eBay every single day. And I even googled the photocards just to look how they like, to watch how they look like, so I don't buy the wrong one. And it was not even possible to find the one for Soyeon for like months, you know. And I didn't even find a few like Shua's one or Sujin's one. I didn't even find these, like never, up until this day. Not even Google image search, right? I don't know how rare these are, but probably insanely rare. And price-wise, they go for like 120 euro. That was like in March this year, so probably even more now, because I mean this album came out in what, summer last year, May, summer. So it was like 8-9 months after it came out. It was 120 euro. But yeah, anyways, how you got this, by the way, initially was through just ordering a signed I Made album on M-Wave, and then you could be lucky or not to be entered a raffle and then win a photo card. Randomly one member. So Soyeon is my old bias, that's why I got that one, and I was so lucky to get this for, I think, 90 euro, which is the most I ever paid for anything in K-pop. But yeah, that's that. Let's go on with how much time goes into making each video. Ooh, hard question. Depends on what type of video it is, of course. I will just pick 2 examples, or I guess 3. 2 common ones and 1 exception kind of thing. The most common one, of course, is like a simple reaction video, right? Let's take one that's like just a comic reaction. So I come home from school, because comics are never on the weekends. I don't know why. Really annoys me, by the way. But always in the midweek, and I go to school. So I come home from school. I'm already really late because they come out at 10 a.m. local time. So I'm kind of stressed out already that I want to get them out as fast as possible, because the faster the better, because people always react to these things really fast, and the later you upload this, the less people might watch it. So I'm just coming home, instantly sitting down, reacting to things on a day when comics are. So let's say I want to upload one comic, right? I make the reaction video. I have to get mentally prepared, like kind of calm down before I get home, kind of eat something so I'm full, so I'm actually concentrated. Turn on my lights, kind of maybe change my outfit, depends on what happened. If it rained, I kind of got to shower and stuff like that, kind of look kind of good, if that makes sense. Turn on my PC, turn on cameras, lighting, get in front of the PC, kind of get into the right mental mindset that you kind of have to be focused and also like pay attention to, I guess, do justice to this group, right, that you're reacting to, and to the fans that watch this. And then you, well, set up your recording program, which I could show actually. So this is my recording program right now. And yeah, you have to set it up, you have to set up the webcam settings. I could show this in detail, but webcam settings, you have to basically make a sound test. So since I don't use a good microphone, like a stand microphone, and I use this one is changeable. I won't do it now, but it's always different whenever I put it on. So I have to make a sound test, or up to 10 sound tests, depends on how lucky or unlucky I am, so that if I breathe, it's not too airy or like too annoying, that I'm loud enough, not too loud, stuff like that. And then also change the settings of my camera lighting. So into that time goes probably like 20 minutes at least, maybe 30 minutes. Then you start the reaction video. You just react to it, right? It takes about 10 to 15 minutes, right? So let's say 15. I don't edit my videos because, well, if I do that, the file size is way too big to upload it fast with my internet connection, so I don't edit them, and I kind of have like a way of doing my intro without editing, right? You probably can tell how, because I watch my videos. But yeah, then you upload it, and I'm not sure if I should include this, but my upload time is really high because my internet is bad. So since I upload or like record in really bad quality, so that it's faster upload for comic reactions, that is, it would take about an hour, let's say like 45 minutes to an hour, for an upload, for like a good one that is like really small in size. Sometimes it's like 1.5 or 2 hours though, for like small sized videos, right? So let's say like an hour on average for these comeback creations. That would make it 1 hour 45. While this is uploading, I am usually recording more comic creations because there's never only one comic per day. Sometimes they're like 4 to 5, which is rare, but usually it's like 2 to 3 at one day, right? So I record the others too, and then I upload them one each. And like 20 minutes before an upload is done, I start making a title, a description, the tags, end screen, a thumbnail for what I have to go through my whole video that I just made, the reaction, go through, actually pick out a good reaction where I like have like a good face, if that makes sense, make a screenshot, then actually listen to what I said in the reaction, because I usually forget already because I made like 2 or 3 more videos right after, and kind of find a good fitting title, you know. Then I go into my editing program for thumbnails. Then I make a thumbnail which takes about 10 minutes roughly. Then I upload that. Then I put everything together on YouTube. Altogether, this, if I am really fast, takes about 20 minutes. So we're at around 2 hours now. And then I publish it. Then I basically comment under the video with my playlist for the artist, right? Then I post the upload on Twitter with my thumbnail, and then I'm basically done. I also add it to my playlist, of course, and then I update the playlists on my channel where they're ordered by how many reactions I have per artist. So if I make a new reaction for artist B, and both artist A and artist B have 10 reactions, and now artist B has 11, then I have to swap them in the system, basically. There's many little things then. So overall, I would say about 2.5 hours per upload for normal one. Then Patreon videos is much longer because let's say like a reaction to a K-drama takes about 2.5 hours roughly to record that only. Obviously upload takes way longer too, and then publish it on Patreon and stuff like that. And there's also exceptions, stuff like my end of the year videos. Like last year, for example, my top 100 for 2019 was crazy how much time I put in that. It's probably around 500 hours or more. Yeah, I explain it in the video, but if you quickly want to know why, I made Google spreadsheets for 200 different songs that I really liked out of the whole 2019. Only music videos, by the way, only music videos. And I rated those songs. I kind of put them down up until it's like 120 different songs over like 2 weeks or so. And I rated every single song. I listened to the song, or like actually watched the music video, by the way, right? I rated the song in 3 or 4 different categories, like music video, sound, whatever, you know, choreo, I don't remember really. Different things though. I think overall enjoyment too, how much I like the song, I don't know. And I did that for every single video. I watched every single video once. And I did that like in 1 week, and I did it another week again. And after that, I had 120 songs. And then over 3 months, I did it every 2 weeks, that I watched every single music video again and rated it out of 1 to 10. And I also had 1.5, 2.5, and so on. And then after that, I put it on averages, and I made a ranking out of that, and then I downloaded 100 videos, and then I made the editing and did all the numbers and all that stuff. Shit, I will never do that again. Yes, let's go with the next one. What's your favorite food? It's a self-made one, and I think it's my favorite food since I was like 8 or 10, since my father made this for me all the time. And it's beans, baked beans, like the yellow or white beans, if that makes sense, together with baked bacon. So it's like you put bacon. Well, let's explain the process. You put bacon in a frying pan. You make it go crispy. You put in you kind of tore apart the baked bacon. You put in the baked beans, and you put in Wiener sausage. Yeah, Wiener sausage. And I cut it into pieces. And then I also put in, oh my god, I have to translate this word. I don't actually know the English name for this. For food, I'm really bad with English names. I probably know this, but just don't remember. Oh yeah, garlic. So you just put in garlic as well, and then you, well, leave it on the stove and wait like 10 to 15 minutes. Of course, always you always stay next to it, and how do you say that? Oh my god, my brain's not working. Anyways, it doesn't really matter, right? You steer the food. Yeah, that's how it works. And I really love to eat that. I usually eat it with toast as well. It's really good. Right, next one, if it would work. Okay, who's the ultimate best in K-pop? Well, I have two. First one is no, in no order, both. I love both kind of equally. First one is Fasa from Mamamoo. I love Fasa. And the second one is, well, I don't have a solo poster from her, but it is Soyeon from Idol. Yeah, those two. Thanks for the question, B. Now we have Diddy with 4 questions, but the first one, yeah, I actually answered the first one, right? Yep. So at the earlier point. So second, third, and fourth. Second question is, what are your favorite Korean shows? Ooh, I watch K-drama since last year in June, so kind of like since I make K-pop videos, right? And my favorites so far are, let's say top 3, right? My top 3 are My Mister, number 1, the one with IU in the main role. I loved that show. I cried my heart out with that. Second is Incomplete Life, or Mizing is the other name. It's both of these are Netflix right now, by the way. It's also kind of the same premise as My Mister. It's also actually by the same writer, or I think director. I don't remember. Director, I think. It's really, really good too. It's also a little bit more identifiable for me personally because it's a male main character and not a female main character, but kind of like a same message in both dramas, which is happiness, like how to achieve happiness, how to be happy in life. Also quite with that one. Third one is probably Crash Landing on You, which obviously aired this year. I just kind of really love the drama, you know. It's like my favorite rom-com ever. It's so good. It's just so good. And for longest time, number 3 was Sky Castle. Also really, really good. Did your perspective of K-pop and fandoms change since you first started? And if it did, then how? On fandoms, yes. I actually was... Well, my first fandom was ARMY, right? And I got into a lot of other fandoms, or I guess I got to observe a lot of other fandoms, more so. And there's actually fandoms I find quite toxic. I will not name them now, of course. But there's definitely some fandoms that are quite toxic for one reason or another. Also, Twitter's probably not the best way to engage with stans, if that makes sense, because there's a lot of young people on there that sometimes just have kind of unreasonable opinions. But yeah, stan Twitter, right? And perspective of K-pop, did it change? I mean, before I knew K-pop, I did not have any perspective other than a friend of mine that I actually met first in 2016, slightly prior, before I started making videos. Wait, actually no, before I got into K-pop, I'm sorry. I'm not making videos since 4 years ago. Yeah, I got to meet her 4 years ago, and she was into K-pop, and she told me about that in 2016, and a few months I was like kind of ignoring that somehow, and 3 months later I actually got into K-pop still, and then I remembered that, and I was like, huh, that's kind of funny. But yeah, I guess it changed in the sense of that I at first thought that it was kind of something too distant, but kind of interesting to watch because it's such a high quality type of setting in terms of music videos and sound. But ever since then, I just really found it to be more type of culture than actual music genre. So it's a lifestyle, and it's part of my life, and it will always be, in my opinion. So I guess that's a change of perspective. I don't know if that satisfies your answer, your question. Actually, I have to drink again, man. I'm talking so much. Jesus Christ. I never talked so much. I mean, I did, but it's not a long time ago. And do you see yourself listening to K-pop for a long time? Well, I just answered that basically, yes, I do. I definitely do. I don't see a reason why not, honestly. I'm someone that, at least in the past years, I really learned how to be confident about myself and love myself and kind of be like proud about everything that I am, and a lot of people in even my school or something like in my everyday life know that I love K-pop. I use WhatsApp a lot because that's really popular in Germany, and I also have K-pop things and pictures in my status, and a lot of people see that don't know what K-pop is or only know because I listen to that. And hey, they have their opinions. Sometimes they say something about it, but usually, generally, it's very either neutral or positive. And even if it's negative, I don't care at all. So I don't mind people, even if they're talking negatively about that, about my love for K-pop. So I don't see that ever changing. I mean, hey, maybe there's something in the future that I love more than K-pop, and my focus will shift. But I will still always listen to K-pop. Maybe less in the future, who knows? But right now, I can never see myself not listening to K-pop. It's amazing. All right, thanks for the questions, Didi. Let's go on to the next one. We have Sarah again. What are 3 facts about yourself that your subscribers probably don't know? Oh my god. I always think about bad things first, right? Well, I'm not sure if most people know how old I am, so I guess I am 24 years old. I'm 96 liner. So, and I'm a Leo. But I think if you watch my Twitter, you can also see that. But yeah, I'm a Leo and a 96 liner. That's the first fact. What else? Although I'm mostly German, the only other heritage that is in my bloodline up until like 2 generations above me, or no, 3 generations. I don't know anything before that, but up to 3 generations, I have one other heritage than German, and that is Polish. That's the second fact. The third one is, I don't know. I don't know, it's just random things, right? I guess something that I'm proud about is, well, it's okay. It's one fact about 2 different things. First up, I had to quit school in 2013 due to mental health problems, and I actually went back to school in 2016, and I kind of faced my fears, so to speak, and I got through them. And the school form that I quit in 2013, I had to repeat that basically for 2 years, on even though I only cancelled or quit it before, like 3 months before I was done. So it's kind of unfair that I had to do 2 years, right? But it is what it is. And I finished that, or those 2 years, with the best possible graduation that was ever possible, which was 1.0. Well, our grades are 1 to 6, and 1 is the best, 6 the worst. I had 1.0 throughout the whole graduation and all subjects, and I even got to speak to our mayor in our city because of that, because I was one of the best students in that year, 2018. Yep. So that's the third fact. Are you allergic to anything? Nope, not really. There's only one small thing I might be allergic to, and I never really figured out what exactly it is, but usually it's connected to very cheap t-shirts. So, well, I always wear t-shirts every day, so they're exactly on my skin, right? And there's some t-shirts that my skin just doesn't take well, and I figured out that it's usually the ones that are cheap. So probably some kind of well, thing inside of the t-shirts that is mostly used in cheaper t-shirts that I just am allergic to, I guess. But that's the only thing that I ever found that I'm allergic to. I'm not really allergic to anything besides that. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks so much for the questions. And now we have Mano on Discord, because we had her on Twitter earlier. So, have you ever thought of stopping what you're doing? For example, reactions. Have you ever thought of stopping in general of something that I'm doing? Yes, of course, all the time. Reactions, yes, also I have done that. I have also thought about stopping doing reactions. And if yes, what made you overcome it? Was the second part. So I guess I can kind of talk about that. There have been multiple small moments where I had like a really small burnout. Somewhat recently, like about a month ago or so, there was one as well. But I had a really, really big one. I don't remember exactly when it was. I think it was somewhat early this year. Because in April this year I actually started to... No, it was not this year. I think it might have been last year in about August or September, because that was after my summer vacation, right? And my premise and my goal always was one video per day. This is actually a really good tip as well. I forgot to say that earlier. Make a schedule for YouTube videos. Like, it doesn't have to be one per day or every 2 days, but make a schedule. You know, like, let's say 2 per week, or 3 per week, or 1 per week, or one every 2 weeks, something like that. Make a schedule, and maybe also put it on the same day, right? So let's say every Monday and Friday or something like that. So people actually know when to expect your videos. That's really important. Yeah, and I made the goal for myself from the get-go that I want to do one video per day, and I've actually been doing that since I made reaction videos. I've never missed a day, I'm pretty sure. Actually, Wednesdays is a day off, right? Because I do on Patreon, but most of the time there are comebacks, so that's why most of the time my Wednesday also is an upload. But if you sometimes don't see an upload on Wednesday, that's because that's usually my off day for YouTube. But yeah, I had a burnout after my summer vacation last year, because the goal of one video per day was easily doable in my vacation, but not so much when I was not on vacation. And nowadays, I mean, I'm not on vacation right now, and I still do way more than one video per day right now. Like, there's a lot of days per week where I do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos due to comebacks, and I'm still able to do it somehow. It's still really stressful, and probably I should turn down that a bit, right? But I was not able to do one per day after the summer vacation easily. I had a lot of mental motivation problems, and I was about to stop, because I also noticed that it just wasn't, like, I had a few hundred subscribers at the time. I'm pretty sure it was like 300 or something, and I was like, this is not going anywhere big anytime soon. And I was kind of questioning if one video per day was actually worth it for the amount of people that watch me. And I had like a lot of doubts about myself, right? And I actually wanted to stop. But I somehow pushed through. I don't know how. The good thing I had was I always had scheduling. And I always do that. Back before April this year, since April this year, I make more than one video per day most of the time. But before that, I actually strictly only made one per day. Even if there's 3 comebacks on one day, I spread them out over 3 days. But yeah, back then I had a schedule up front for like 2 to 3 weeks. So I would record videos, upload them on YouTube, and then schedule them. That's what you can do on YouTube. So they're like, example, video A is uploaded tomorrow, video B is uploaded in 2 days, video C is uploaded in 3 days, and so on. So I basically didn't have to do much for a week if I wanted to, because I scheduled it up front for 2 to 3 weeks, up until April this year. Ever since then, it's only like 7 to 10 days, like 1 week basically. But yeah, I always do that. So basically, when there's no comics and I still have some videos up front scheduled, I can just take off 2 or 3 days. It doesn't really work right now because I make way too many videos, but what I did at the beginning, it definitely worked, and that helped me a bit. And at the time when I had this burnout, I just kind of did nothing for almost 2 weeks. Only like slight things. I almost didn't look on my YouTube for about a week, which I could never imagine doing right now. I look at my YouTube channel every day right now, but yeah, that's how I overcame it, just taking time off, you know. But I was fortunate enough to keep my one video a day schedule, because I had so much recorded up front. But yeah, I would suggest always taking time off if that happens. Right, let's go with the next one. I'm at 1 hour, over 1 hour now. Jesus. And I would say I'm like halfway through or something. Who knows? I don't really know. If you could choose only one option, which one would it be? You can only listen to K-pop, or you can only listen to K-hip-hop for the rest of your life. Thanks, Sarah, for the question. Again, I love both. I listen to both a lot. I listen to more K-pop though. Mainly because my channel is also about K-pop. 90%. So there's just so much more about K-pop, not just the music that I love, that draws me into K-pop, compared to K-hip-hop, where it's mostly the music and maybe shows like Show Me the Money or something. But K-pop, like, there's so much content. I love the idols. this is like a fanboy culture that I don't have in K-pop. So if I had to choose, it would definitely be K-pop. But since she kinda labeled this as listen, not watch content videos, right? I mean, I could still watch content K-pop videos, just don't listen to K-pop. I don't know if that makes sense, but hey, that's how I'm taking this question. If it's only about listening, okay, let's ignore videos and stuff. Let's just go on Spotify or something in my head, and imagine I only have to listen my whole life to everything. It's a lot closer, this decision, but it's probably still K-pop. I just love K-pop, you know. I also love K-pop, but K-pop is there's everything in K-pop, everything, and a lot of K-pop groups have rap inside of their songs, so it's not like I'm missing out on hip-hop, so to speak. So, thanks for the question. What countries have you already been to, and which ones would you like to visit? Oh yeah, I love traveling. I love traveling. I have been to a lot of countries when I was younger, as a child. So I was on vacation every year with my parents for, the first 6 or 7 years of my life. I don't remember everything, but I know where I was, somewhat. I don't remember most of it, but I know I was there, I guess. And then I also traveled a few times since then. Not so much, since I kind of don't have the money to do so, but if I had, I would travel every year. I don't have the money at all. Anyways, where have I been to? I have been to Spain multiple times, to Fuerteventura, when I was younger. I've also been to Portugal. I think it was called Torrox or something. I was in Portugal with my family, and we drove there with a van, or like a camping van or something like that. And we drove through France and Spain as well, I guess. So I was in France somewhat, but I never really was in France yet. That's where I was most of the time. Well, then I was in Germany, and then on the north coast, if that makes sense. On like an island. But yeah, that's my own country. I was in Netherlands, 2012, I think it was. It was kind of like a class trip in my 9th grade, and it was like 2 weeks. I visited a few cities, Den Haag, Rotterdam, Amsterdam, and we, I think, stayed in Rotterdam in some kind of Center Parks thingy. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I actually really liked Amsterdam, even though we were only there for I think we were there and took a tour bus, and we could only walk around in small groups for an hour or so, and we actually went to eat, and that was about it. So we didn't see much of the city, but what we saw was really cool. So I really want to go there one day again. I could just go there. It's really close. It's 2 hours from my home, 2.5, Amsterdam. But yeah, I have been there, and I also have been to Dubai, to the United Arab Emirates in 2014. My uncle used to live there. He actually moved back to Germany this year. Was it this year or late last year? It might have been late last year, because this year's so weird because of Corona, right? But yeah, anyways, I visited them in 2014 together with my grandparents. Was not really planned. They just were planning to visit them with some friends together, and I kind of just went together with them because their friends didn't go. And yeah, I just got to see Dubai and some other place next to it. And we drove around a lot in the United Arab Emirates. I was on that one mountain in my God, I don't know the names right now. But I was also in the Dubai Mall. I saw a lot of things in Dubai itself. The Burj Khalifa is right in front of the Dubai Mall, if you didn't know. But I was not on that tower. My grandparents were, and my uncle and stuff. But I still am afraid of heights, and I just was way too anxious to go in there, because they right before told me about the lift, how it's going up super fast, and they explained how fast, and I was not having that, So I regret that a lot, honestly, because I just should have done it, even though I hate height. It's such a unique experience. Even though I would maybe just be in the tower on the top and stand somewhere on the wall and try to not go to the front window, right? But I would still should have done it, in my opinion. That's an experience you can never replicate, and I will never go to Dubai again because I don't like the city overall, other than a few certain spots. which I don't know. That's not really like the palm tree islands are cool. The mall is cool. The I guess light and water show right in front of the mall and the Burj Khalifa is pretty cool. Meh, that's about it. So a lot of poverty as well in Dubai, which a lot of people don't even realize, and people that never have been there also don't realize. And the airport was also insane, like by far the biggest airport I've ever seen. Everything was golden there, stuff like that. Um, and where have I been as well? I have been to Czech Republic in Prague for a 2-day trip. 2018 or 2019, I don't remember. I was just visiting with a friend, just walking through Prague a little bit. We didn't see much, we were super tired and just didn't sleep really well 2 days ago in a row. And it was kind of stressful more than anything, but yeah, I saw Prague, I guess. I don't know. Somewhat a cool city, but also something I would never love to live there. It was pretty dirty as well, honestly. Um, yeah, only a few spots that were kind of cool. A lot of spots were just kind of eh. And I think that's about it in terms of other countries. I was scheduled to actually be in Italy, which I would love to do because I was never in Italy. This year actually with my class in school, but that was cancelled due to Corona, of course. That was supposed to be in June. And now I'm almost done with my school in next year. So it's super sad that we never got to go to a trip together. I'm honestly so sad about that because there's so many cool people in my class that, yeah, I'm just really sad about that, honestly. And also, I was never in Italy. We would have visited Venice and small Rome or northern Rome or something like that. That fake Rome kind of thing in near Venice there. I don't know how it's exactly called, but not the exact Rome in the south of Italy. More the northern part of Italy, right? Where would I like to visit? Of course, I always wanted to visit Japan and Korea, and I still want to, especially Korea. And I would love to visit it to watch a concert as well of one of my favorites, like Mamamoo IU or IU, where I think that both of them will never go international concerts, especially IU. I have the hope, but I don't think it will happen. I also would love to go to Sweden once, maybe Sweden and Norway, like a trip in one, right? That would be cool. I just am super intrigued by the Scandinavian countries and find the, I guess, school system really interesting, the way they live there, and I also knew some people in the past that were from Sweden, and they always said like really good things about the country. So super interested actually. Paris just once, just to see the stuff that everybody wants to see in their life. I don't know, just be there once. I guess USA the same, but not really. I'm not interested in USA that much anymore because it's just a totally fucked up country politically and law-wise that I don't really feel at all safe thinking about visiting USA. So, not really. That's about it right now. So, thank you for the question. Other than K-hip-hop and K-pop, what other music do you enjoy listening to? Well, I kind of talked about it already. I love listening to Western hip-hop. Favorite artists kind of like Denzel Curry, Kendrick Lamar, J.I.D., I don't know, Logic, Eminem. That's about it. There's just others, I can't think of them right now. Some other lesser known artists as well, like Ishtar, for example, Khan, people like that. Oh, Ocean Wisdom I also really like, which is a UK grime rapper. And then for other music genres, I don't really like Western pop music. If I listen to Western pop music, then I only can tolerate two people that are Camila Cabello and Ariana Grande. I don't really like any other pop music at all. And I don't even like all songs of those two artists, but I do like some. I guess Adele maybe is another example, but yeah. I hope she comes back, actually. She is planning to come back. And other than that, I really like rock music. And I listen to a lot of Japanese hip-hop, Japanese rock music, and Western rock music, and metal, kind of. But not that often anymore these days. I used to more in the past, but sometimes still do. And I have been through every music genre, basically, in the past, other than country, which I despise, honestly. Sorry, but I just do. And house music I also don't like at all. But that's about it. So mainly Western hip hop and rap music, as well as metal and rock music. mainly focused on Japanese. Yeah. Next question is from Slayhyang, sorry. The question is, what's the part you like the most of being a YouTuber? Oh, it's two things. I can't choose one. Two things. One, just check out new music and make a video out of that. It's just more exciting. It's just way more exciting because I guess I can combine the two reasons here, because you can actually discuss with people in the comments, and you can also share your love and your excitement about the song and the music video and the group with others, right? And you can get feedback on that. So it's just kind of like it's as if you're watching something together with friends, and it's just so fun. Even though the people are not there while you're watching it, of course, you always know that people will watch this, and people that also enjoy the song, of course, and you just know when you're excited that they will also be excited, and it's just amplifying your excitement a little bit more, and that's one thing I for sure really love to do, and the main reason why I do this. I just have so much fun doing that. Also, I guess another reason is that I get to explore a lot of new artists that I would have never explored without requests from you guys on YouTube. So definitely one as well. And I think this might be the last question. I'm pretty sure, because it was of yesterday. If you could bring back one disbanded group, which group would it be? So there's a lot of candidates for this, and honestly I thought about this a bit because I just read it at the end when I compiled the list, and this is the last question this was asked for this Q&A. And honestly, there's many candidates, right? And it really depends on what disbanded means. Like, 21 is disbanded, okay. Is SNSD disbanded? I'm not sure. I don't really think they're disbanded, so I don't think they would count. If they were, I mean, they kinda are, then I guess they're a candidate as well. There is BAP, also a candidate. What else? Since I'm pretty new into K-pop, right, 2016, I would still consider that as new. I don't really have any K-pop groups that have been disbanded since then. If this counts, then Boyband 4 maybe, because it's only Jiang left now. From initially 3 people, now for the most part it was 2, right? Like since the debut it has been 2, but pre-debut it was 3, sometimes even 4 before that. But they recently kind of disbanded, as now it's only Jiang, still under the same name, but only Jiang. So I guess it's also a possible, well, candidate. But honestly, and you guys might only already notice who it is, since I have not named them yet. The group that I just have to name here, and actually, yeah, I'm sorry, because I know B is like a huge 21 fan, and he would probably love the answer of 21, but my answer is not 21, my answer is T-ARA. And I honestly think this is the easiest answer ever for me personally. The reason why this is just that T-ARA was so good. So good, and they were just never given the respect and the attention that they deserved. I mean, they were, I guess, in the beginnings of their career, but ever since 2012, if you guys didn't know, they had a huge scandal that was years later, in 2015 or 16, I don't necessarily remember when that was, but years later, I think might have even been 2017, years later it was revealed that the scandal was actually false. So the scandal was like a bullying scandal, that the group was bullying one of the members, but turns out this one member actually was bullying other members in the group, and they just turned it around. And the company, MBK Entertainment, never cleared that up. Never. Until 5 years, or 4 or 5 years later. And honestly, I'm so mad about that, and it's just, they were hated on by everyone in K-pop. Everyone hated T-ARA, even though they could, like, the members could, like, it's not their fault, right? They never did anything wrong, and the company just fucked them over all the time. They were still one of the, if not the most successful girl group in Japan, even in this time frame. But still, man, like, it's so sad. It's just, it's something like, what could have been if this didn't happen kind of situation, where I'm so regretful that I just want to turn back time to 2012, tell MBK, shut the fuck up and please tell the truth right now. They tell the truth, and people actually forgive the T-ARA members and keep loving them as much as they did before. And T-ARA was one of the biggest girl groups of the country. Like, they were the biggest group in Japan at the moment, together with 21. I'm pretty sure. SNSD, I guess, too, those three. There's also a few other examples like T-ARA and FX, right? But in my opinion, T-ARA could have been as much of an influential group as SNSD was, or still is, to this day. And I'm honestly just so sad for the members and for the time they had to endure this, that I just want to turn back time for them, right? I just feel so bad. Honestly, I feel so bad, and I want to see what would have happened with T-ARA, how big they would have gotten, and how much people would have loved them if this wasn't a thing, right? And that's just something I'm super sad about, and I'm not as sad about any disbandment as I am as sad about T-ARA's disbandment. Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess 21 would be my second, and VIP my third. Various reasons. 21, of course, I really love them too, and I would love to see more of them. But I honestly think they had a good time. Did some really good years, and all of them right now, I think, in a good place after years and years of CL being kept in dungeon and Minzy being going back and forth in really bad companies as well. I think right now all four of them are in a good place, even though Dara is still in YG, right? I hope that, I guess, one day she gets out, or maybe she's happy in there, who knows. I have a feeling all four of them right now are somewhat happy. They also are, pretty sure, doing stuff together privately. There's like every year this like anniversary thing that they meet up for, and all of the members are somewhat active on their own. I don't think they have like a bad image connotated to them like T-ARA had in the past. So other than, I guess there were some scandals for 21 that I'm not 100% sure of the details exactly. I think it was something regarding Bomb, and Minzy was also absent from the group, right? I don't necessarily know what happened completely, but I know something happened there, especially with Bomb. I think it was some kind of that she took medication. People said it was drugs, and then something like that, but I don't remember or really know. But that's also, of course, very regretful. I just don't really have the connection to that, and I also feel like that it didn't really affect the group that much compared to what happened with T-ARA. So my choice is T-ARA. Bring back T-ARA, like, please. I mean, somewhat recently there was the first reunion after the disbandment. I'm pretty sure it was the first after the disbandment, with the MMTG concert where 4 members reunited. It was Jion, Hyunmin, Unjung, and Kiri. Soyeon and Boram were missing, and OT6 is somewhat what most T-ARA fans consider the full T-ARA group. So not really the full group that reunited, but at least 4 members. That's a lot. So I want them back. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. That are all my questions. Clicking on this, yeah, doesn't change anything. So I'm done. That were all the questions. Thank you so much for this. This is a really long video, you know, 1 hour 20. Honestly, I thought this would be at least 40 minutes long. I didn't think it would be this long, but I just took my time, did stuff. And yeah, that's about it. I will edit this video, I will not edit out things, you know, I will just leave it be as it is, but I will kinda edit the audio a bit so the audio is better, and also put background music under the whole video. And then I will upload it. And again, thank you so much for the support to all 10,000 of you guys. If you guys want to support my channel further, you can also join my Discord if you're not on there yet. I would be really happy to see that and to see you guys around for a long time, right? In my comment sections. You don't always have to comment, of course, but watch my videos and stuff like that. Thank you so much for all of the people that asked questions. Thank you to B, thank you to Sarah, thank you to Alex, aka Mamex. Thank you to Slayhang, thank you to Mano, thank you to Didi, thank you to Justin, thank you to Newbie Warrior, thank you to Stephanie, thank you to Iowa. Am I missing someone? I think I am. Going back to through people. I thank you to Timelapse, thank you to Tellarreal, sorry. That was it though. Yeah, that was my Q&A video for my 10,000 subscriber special thing you know, here's hoping for more, of course. And I don't know when I'm gonna do this again. If you have any questions you want to ask me, ask them in the comments. I will answer them. You know, if you just for some reason didn't get my notification on all of my socials that I asked for questions, and you missed that chance, then you can ask the questions in the comments. I will answer them, and yeah, every message is welcome as well. Of course, I will read all your comments. If you don't want to miss anything, you know, hence, like if you missed the notification and the announcement for a Q&A video and for asking questions and you missed that somehow, that means you never visit my Twitter in the past month, you never visited my Instagram, you never visited my Patreon, you never visited my Discord or my YouTube community tab. So all those things update you guys, right? My Discord is the most easy way because you can always easily go back in time. Twitter's also very easy. Those two definitely I post the most updates on about everything that I do. Patreon, of course, is only available to people that pledge their support on Patreon. So I can understand why you're not on there. Instagram I don't really use that much, also makes sense. But yeah, if you want to stay up to date, follow me on Twitter, visit my Patreon if you want to, and you can also join my Discord, which is linked in the description, as well as my Patreon, by the way. Again, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for 10,000. I can't believe I did this. And I hope I was giving you the answers you want and giving some chill, relaxing time with hopefully one of your favorite reaction channels on YouTube, even if it's one of 50 or one of 30 different ones. If I'm in that list, I'm super happy, and thank you so much. Love you so much. I usually don't say this, but yeah, I really love every single one of you for the support, and I can't wait what lies ahead. And yeah, I'm very, very interested in 2021, which will soon start, right? Stay on the lookout, and if you're interested for my year of the end videos, I will make a few regarding like my favorites of the year and some other things. Look forward to that if you're interested. And despite that, or aside that, everything keeps going as usual, right? I will do reactions every single day as per usual to K-pop, sometimes to K-pop. I have a Patreon where I react to more stuff like live stages, album reviews, stuff like TV show reactions to Road to Kingdom, Road to Kingdom, Island, Good Girl, Running Man, Show Me the Money, and more in the future, as well as anime and K-drama. So, if you're interested in anything, check it out. That's it for me. Have a nice day, and peace.